A pleasant good morning from the Legacy Initiative by Gerard Hepburn. Today's message is trust. You have to have trust. The scripture is taken from Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in the Lord your God and lean not to your own understanding. So today was a day. It was a really serious day, and nonetheless, what I'd like to talk about when it comes to trust is I had my son today. Me and my son had a day Sunday, so we did all these things. We went for pancakes, went to church. We got a haircut. Hope you guys like it. Let's see. We went riding, everything. So anyway, so me and my son, we go riding, right? We go riding. We went to go get a haircut. And so everything was good. He got his haircut. He didn't really fight too much with it like he usually do. He's becoming a big boy. And what happened was, as we were leaving, he said he wanted a snack. But I wasn't gonna go buy a snack from a vending machine that I would spend a bunch of money for, that I could just go right to a food store and get for a lot cheaper. So anyways, I still walked out. I said, no problem, baby. Let's go. So I walked out. He started crying, right? He said, but I want a snack. I want a snack. So me being the type of dad that I am, right? I'm kind of a spoiler, but I try to teach a lesson at the same time, right? I walk up to him, I pick him up in my hands. He's only 4 years old. And I carry him to the vending machine and I said, what do you want? So he looked at it, and then he said, I want a Reese's. So I said, GJ, you want that? He said, yes, Daddy. I said, okay. I take my son, I said, GJ, do you trust Daddy? He says, yes. I said, DJ, do you trust Daddy? He said, yes. I said, okay, GJ. If you trust me, I'll show you something very amazing, right? So I take him to the car, and I said, GJ, now, remember, you trust me, right? He said, yes, Daddy, I trust you. So we go to the car. I said, GJ, now do this. Go inside your car. Go inside the car, right? Sit down. Daddy is going to go in the car with you, right? Trying to remember how the story fully goes now. Daddy go in the car with you. I'm gonna start the car, but if you trust Daddy, I will show you something amazing, right? I promise you, I'll show you something amazing, right? And so what I did was I started the car. I looked back at him, and he is crying, and I reminded him, now you trust Daddy, right? He said, yes, with tears coming out of his eyes. Now, he wasn't hollering like he would usually do. He wasn't doing that. He just cried in silence, right? Which is not my son. So I took him and I went to Publix, and I walked him to the candy aisle. And so I said, now, GJ, you trusted Daddy, right? He said, yes. I said, okay then. I walked into the candy aisle and I stand in front of all the Reese's that they had. And I said, now GJ, pick what you want. Whichever one you want. You can have whatever one you want. And when I did that, my son actually got a $5 bag of Reese's Mini. Like the nice big mini bag with all the like individual wrappers, a bunch of them. He got that. Right? And so I walked into the cashier, I paid for it, and I say, there you go, baby, that's for you. The reason for that story was because it was hard for my son to trust me. Because either Daddy does something right now, or a lot of times it just doesn't happen, right? I'm like a now type of dad, right? It's kind of crazy that I'm literally having revelations in this message. But nonetheless, despite that, and sometimes I take a little while, right? But like he usually gets it. Nonetheless, so the reason for that message is the fact that my son had trouble trusting me in a situation, but he did trust me, and it hurt, right? And I told him, I said, this is how God is. I want you to always remember this one lesson. One lesson I can teach you is this one. God is exactly like that. You could stand in front of a car and say, hey, I want this car. And what God will do is, God will say, you want a car? Okay, no problem. And you will go through days, months, years, sometimes. And what ended up happening is, God will put you in a position where you can actually walk onto the car lot, for example, and pick any car that you want. It might not even be the car that you wanted when you first asked, but it could be something better, right? And so my message to people who going through their days and through having a tough life is that a part of it is that you have to trust. Now, of course, I would tell you trust in God, but that's because that's my religious background, right? To trust in God, right? But it's also for you to trust in yourself. To trust in yourself that, you know what, tomorrow is going to be better. You know, things are going to get better regardless of what it may seem like now. Okay? You also need to trust yourself. Trust yourself and know that, you know what, I'm better. I'm going to provide the things for myself that even myself can't see right now. I can't tell you how it's going to happen, but that's how life is. You have to trust. And sometimes, maybe for you, it might be you need to trust some of the people in your house or your home again. Right? I'm not telling you to really count on man, because man has an evil heart and a good heart, like a good and evil in their heart. But sometimes some people, they're there for you, and it's hard to believe. Like your parents could be there for you, and it's hard for you to even believe it because of everything that you're going through. And sometimes their reactions in the situation is not what you really want or what you even need right now. So, nonetheless, that's my message for the day, is to trust. Right? And for me, my trust is in God. Okay? So, as I always say, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're strong, and you can do anything. Thanks for watching the Legacy Initiative. Bye.